Morning, everyone. It's not a lot going on today. The Chinese markets are up big. I'm thinking this has something to do with uh, maybe thinking that they're going to lift some of that China COVID China zero, the COVID zero policy. Crude's up big this morning due to the OPEC. Remember, OPEC wants to keep crude above 90. Uh, right now, it's well below 90. So that news is probably true, and it's got energy pumping on it. So we got bonds are not doing much, gold's not doing much. VIX is sideways. Bitcoin is up a little. Let's take a look at that chart. So the push back up into, we're above the 9, pushing right into your daily 20 there. So that's resistance for now. The put the calls bearish. The oscillators are plus 48 for the New York Stock Exchange, negative 3 for the NASDAQ. Advanced decline lines turned down, breath leading down. And let's go to the SPY. So you can see we lost a 9 yesterday on the daily. Um, we are up this morning, up a little. I think that's to do with the uh, the China market being up big. So 398.58 is resistance. If we take that out, we're going to run right back into that 400 level. We take that out for 345. 394.84 is your first level down here of support. If we lose that, look for 392.11 for a level of support. All right, so China names are up big. Names like Baba, Baidu, or I posted it, not Baidu. One of them, I think BILI, had earnings this morning, and it's up. But Baba's up, probably off the COVID news. 78.10 here. Watch this gap. We could look to fill these gaps today. They're very hard to. These names can be very difficult to trade. A lot of the action happens overnight, as you can see, and then when they open up in our market, there's just not a lot there. We just don't get a lot of range. Like look at yesterday, nice move at the beginning, but no range. And you can look at these names. There's just not a lot of range to them. Normally, they're very, very difficult to trade. For some reason, people just love them and love to trade them. But you see a lot of this with these names. Watch PDD, FUTU as well today. So let's go to the energy names. I would stay with CVX, ExxonMobil. These two have been working. As long as they're working, let them work. We do have this gap up here from yesterday, so I don't have a lot of levels on these names. I just don't watch them like that anymore. Um, but you have this gap here. You can play yesterday's high, yesterday's low. That's your range, first range to work with. You take out yesterday's high. You're bullish for a gap fill. You take out yesterday's low. Let's see where we are on the daily. Make sure you're checking your daily. So we're below levels here. If we pull back 176.23, look for a move down to this candle line right here. You can see it matches this candle line, touches right there. This candle actually touches it as well. So you got several different touch points. Look for a move down to that candle. Right now they're up a little bit. Pretty much the same exact setup there on the daily. Let's go to the intraday chart. Same setup. You got a gap up here. Watch for yesterday's high for a level of support here since we're above it. See if that'll hold support. If not, same thing. Watch for yesterday's low. These back to these pre-market levels. Look for a gap fill here. If we pull back, look for a gap fill here. If we push up. All right. So Apple, we were bearish on yesterday just because of the news. The news that we picked up last week about them being down on iPhones and stuff like that, losing the MACD here on the 1. We're below the 50 and the 20 here. So if we try to push up, their levels you need to be looking for um, on your daily. Make sure if you want to trade Apple, you know where they're at because they can offer resistance. Right now, 45.38 is resistance. If we pull back, look for 43.74. So close, look for yesterday's low. 147.70. If we take out 45.38, let's go out a little bit. Go out a little bit more. All right, so if we lose 143.74, look for 141.24. That 141.24 level is a level that's been called out a lot, so we've definitely spent some time there. Tesla, just to go over Tesla. So if we push, let's go. If we push today, you can see we're saturated right here in these levels. The 187 level. So support is 185.68. If we push, watch for this 150 or 187 level. If we take that out, you watch for yesterday's high. You always watch for your previous day's range. Always. If we pull back, look for 179.09, which is yesterday's range. So that's your levels to look for there. If we do push, look for yesterday's high. If it takes out the 187, and then let's go out. If we take the 187 out, look for 190.80 and 195. If we lose 175.19, look for a pullback to 167.75. Getting a little head and shoulderish out here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Not perfect. Inverted head and shoulder. Let's go to Amazon. Just not a lot happening this morning. Amazon here, if we decide to push today, 96.30's first level of resistance, then look for 97.57, 189's above there. Before I would look for that level, I'd look for this level right in here at 99, 99-ish, 99-ish, 40, 50-ish area. If we pull back, 92.29, that's a level that's been called out a lot. If we lose 92.29, look for a level, look for a move down to 88.94. You can see we were all over this level down here. You can see we're all over this. This 92.29 is a pretty big level. You can see how they act. So these levels are good. I hope everybody has a great day. Oh, let's go over. I haven't looked at this chart. I just see it back up on the scanner. CO. Trying to start doing more gap and goes here. So let's get, this is a nice chart for the most part. Let's go. Got a nice push here. I should have traded this in pre-market. So trading flat, and then last night you can see it started to get some attention last night as it was closing, and then so we closed right here. This is, wait a minute. I'm way off. I'm way off. I was thinking 1800. All right. So we closed right here. We closed on a down candle, opened up, tested this 50. This would have probably been your entry. This momentum candle, letting it flag over so it wedges. Still had a decent MACD. That would have made an entry for pre-market. Let's go see what this thing looks like on a daily. It's just on fire here. See, we had this big move up in this pullback. I was expecting a candle to open up here. Somehow it gapped up and then pulled back yesterday. So this thing is definitely not moving like a regular stock. I would really like to see it get closer to this 9 on the daily before I would look for any kind. I look, you're over 50% up above. I would, I would look for a pullback to that 9 if I was looking for some kind of squeeze play. You got a really strong MACD here. This thing looks like it really wants to run. But for me, until I got closer to that 9, I would keep it day trade only. I would probably just day trade it only anyway. But you can see the nice push up here in pre-market. If you're not in it, man, wow, look at this thing. If you're not in it now, you would want to wait for a retest. Let your like 1 and 5 minute MACDs probably reset if you're not into it by now, or at least look for a play off that 9. Have a great day, everybody.